Fellas, lady fellas, everyone in Real Society, welcome to the Fantasy and Reality Fantasy Football Podcast. I'm your host, Spencer Tacker. Today in the ridiculously over-decorated studio, we're going to be rounding off the bye division with the NFC West. So, let's jump right into it. The 3-13 Arizona Cardinals, hopefully they have a bounce back year. I think they will. I'm not sure how many they'll win, but it's definitely going to have more wins in their win column than 3. So, Kyler Murray, everyone typed up about him. I think he's going to be a mobile quarterback like a Cam Newton, Russell Wilson, RG3, Mike Vick, someone like that, Lamar Jackson. All these mobile quarterbacks that can just run over everyone, especially in their first season. It's like defenses have no idea what to do. When RG3 had his first season, it was like, we've never seen a guy like this apparently, and he ran on everyone, bubble screens, all kind of stuff. So it caught them off guard. Years after, they won't be as surprising, but in their first year, mobile quarterbacks usually are very unknown in what they're going to do. Defenses are not sure. They give up a lot of big plays. So hopefully, if those defenses do that same thing, Kyler will be very valuable. I think he's still going to be valuable, but if he can get those big plays, the runs, he can be much more valuable. He has the weapons. I like DJ. I think David Johnson is going to do well. I'm not sure how well. Some people have him top 6. Some people have him a little bit lower in the top 10. So it kind of just depends on what they're going to do with him, how they're going to use him. With Cliff Kingsbury coming in to help the offense that Kyler Murray is going to run, DJ should do well. I like Christian Kirk, but I feel like he's falling down now. And hopefully that means his ADP lowers. Hopefully if he bounces back, you can get him in a couple later rounds than he was going before. Fingers crossed. You never know. And then Larry Fitzgerald, it might be his last season. I'm hoping not. But you never know. He could just up and retire like Andrew Luck. So I think Larry Fitzgerald is going to be great as usual. That very quiet but very consistent guy like he's always been. I've always loved and had such admiration for Larry Fitzgerald. He's such a great guy. Hopefully they send him out if it's his last year with a bang and he just lights it up. We'll have high hopes for him, but we have to be realistic. So if you can get him as your 5th, 6th receiver possibly, that's going to be a great value to your team. If you can get either Larry Fitzgerald a little later or maybe Christian Kirk if he falls to you a couple rounds later than he's supposed to be going. Andy Isabella, we're not sure how he's going to do. Butler got injured, so they signed Michael Crabtree. They should use him. He's that veteran signing this season for their team, so he might see some volume. Who knows? He might have gone in to camp a little too late to get to enough chemistry with Murray. But you never know. Kyler Murray could be a guy that learns fast, can pick up things, learn chemistry real well with others. So we'll see how that plays out. Dislikes, I don't really care for any tight ends there. That's basically the only downfall. Next up, we have the 13-3 Los Angeles Rams. Jared Goff's my guy this year. I think he's going to be fantastic. He's going late, but not late enough for me to get him in some leagues, which is upsetting, but I should have pulled the trigger earlier. So he's going in the mid to late rounds. He has so many weapons around him. I love Cooks, higher upside guy. I love Woods, more consistent guy. So if Todd Gurley can see what his knee is going to do, I think they're going to do kind of like Christian McCaffrey. He's going to see volume. He's just not going to see as many other snaps. So when he's on the field, they're definitely going to utilize him. And they're going to limit him a bit. That way his knee doesn't flare up, because if they overwork him, the knee's going to flare up. He's going to be out a lot. If they limit him a bit, his knee can stay a bit healthier, but he's not going to see as many touches. So that does something for Malcolm Brown and Darrell Henderson. Henderson's going earlier than Brown, but Henderson's falling in the ADP, so that might mean something. if you can get Brown in the later rounds, if something does happen to Gurley, it'll definitely benefit your team because they're going to run the ball a ton. So if you can get any of these guys, it'll be fantastic. Cooper Kupp, I'm a bit questionable of. Not too sure what he's going to do because he tore his heel in November, and it usually takes about a year almost to recover fully from that. And apparently he's like some bionic man in camp because he's doing fantastic. They said he's blowing numbers out of the water based on how he should be performing this much into rehab. So apparently he's going to do fantastic. I think they're going to say that Cooper Kupp is super healthy, come back, and in a few weeks, boom, gets injured again after the season. I have the worst feeling that that's going to happen. Hopefully it doesn't. I'll remain optimistic, but at the same time, it's like that needs to heal. We've seen so many people go out with that type of injury and it taking X amount of time. I mean, he could be a guy that heals fast. You know, he did everything right, but a little faster, a little better, or a little harder. But it's just, I don't know if I could trust him. I mean, if he falls, yeah, I'll obviously take him, but it's just to see if he's going to produce as much going almost in the exact same round as Woods and Cooks. I'm not too sure about Kupp. Gurley, he's on my dislikes, but he's slowly creeping up into the likes. If he can keep that knee healthy, then he should be a good guy. He's not going in the first round. So if he can be your second running back, I think that's really good. The tight ends, Higbee and Everett, I don't think they're going to be too much of a factor because Goff is great, but he has so many weapons, I don't think he's going to make a tight end relevant. Next up, we have the 4-13 San Francisco 49ers. Jimmy G coming back. Hopefully, if he does well, he might even win Comeback Player of the Year if he just lights it up, like the newly retired Andrew Luck did last season, winning Comeback Player of the Year. Just doing fantastic with the weapons he has. George Kittle is going to have a good season. The only thing that worries me is that he had his fantastic season without Jimmy G last season. So if Jimmy G doesn't get all that chemistry, he's not going to see the production Kittle. And so it worries me a little bit, but I think Kittle's still going to be fantastic. I don't know if I'm going to take him in the 4th round like most drafts, but if he falls to the 5th, I could snatch him up. Dante Pettis is also kind of slipping. Hopefully he can get his act together, get everything right, and then shoot back up because I like Pettis. I also like Deebo Samuel a lot. He's going undrafted. So you could probably pick him up on waiver wire. Tevin Coleman should be the starter. So he'll hopefully get all the carries he needs. Matt Breida's behind him. Jared McKinnon's injured again. Raheem Mostert. All that. I usually try to stay away from a crowded, muddied up backfield. But, I mean, if Tevin Coleman falls to me a couple rounds later and I can get him way late to where I might not have to start him, then I'll definitely pick him up. And then I'm not too keen on Marquise Goodwin. He's had so many opportunities. He's almost like a Corey Davis. And I like him, but what he's going to do. He always kind of tries to show out. Then in 2017, he did well, but then last year, what happened? So I'm kind of stray away from him. There's other guys that are going to see more volume that I know are more consistent than him. So I'll probably stray away from him this season. And then we'll round it off with the 10-6 Seattle Seahawks. They're going to run a lot. I like Russell Wilson, even though they're going to run because he's a mobile quarterback. He's still going to put up the numbers. Tyler Lockett is the #1 guy there, so he should also see very good numbers. They don't have anyone anymore. He's definitely the #1. Metcalf is hurt, so I'm not targeting him. David Moore is hurt. They have so many injuries that Lockett has to see the numbers. Will Disley could see some, but they're going to run, like I said, so Chris Carson should be a fantastic running back this season. He should see a high volume, so he is going to be valued. And Penny, not sure. Early on in the offseason, I thought that he was going to try to jump Carson, but now that's getting closer to the season and he's not seeing nearly as many snaps with the starters. Chris Carson's getting basically everything, so it's kind of making me a bit worrisome about Penny. So I'm not sure if I'll draft him. I mean, they're definitely going to see both a lot of volume, but I think that Carson is going to be fantastic, and I don't really want both of them on my team, so I'm going to target Carson more because I like him a lot more, even though his ADP is higher, which is unusual for me, but I just like Chris Carson a lot. So the only guys I'm really going to target on this team are Russell Wilson, Tyler Lockett, and Chris Carson. Maybe Penny if he falls to me, but other than that, I'm not really looking at the Seahawks. So that was by division, rounded out with the NFC West. Let me know your thoughts. Who did you like and dislike based on my likes and dislikes? We could talk about it, see your opinion versus mine, see how our opinions differ and whatnot. So thank you for tuning in and thank you for your support. Please leave any feedback, questions, topic suggestions down there in the comment section below. We'll try to answer anything and everything that you have. Remember that sports are supposed to be enjoyed together, so please tell someone about us, watch together. We want to grow as much as possible, grow this big community of everyone learning from each other and teaching each other, because that's what we're about. And to grow it, we got to smash that thumbs up, hit the subscribe button so we can try to keep giving you as much content as possible. But lastly, God bless America and God bless fantasy football. Take care.